25. Let's have a look at the losers among the down 30. This is why the Dow is down so much. IDEA are selling on Travis, Procter & Gamble, Caterpillar, Nike.
Good morning. I don't know if you can hear me. Everyone is muted right now. There was some extraneous noise. So unmute yourself if you'd like to speak. I'm letting people in as they come in. Madam Mayor, I still have people coming in. I'm admitting them as they come, but it's 10:02.
Okay, Jason, I'll give everybody one more minute and then I will start this meeting. Thank you.
Jason, can you hear me?
I can.
I'm having a little difficulty getting the video turned on so that you can see me.
Okay. Right. Maybe sign out and sign back in. I don't think there's anything on my end
Okay.
that I can do. If you want to sign out and then join, I'll let you back in. Maybe that'll do it.
Okay, thank you.
Before we officially get started, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Sigler, our new fire chief, and we look forward to working with you, Ken. Wait a minute, you're muted. We can't hear you.
All we can do is
There we go.
There we go.
I had to wait to be told by the computer I could do it, but thank you very much, Madam Mayor.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our call to order. Welcome to everybody who showed up on this little crispy, cold morning. Welcome to our first council meeting of 2022. I cannot believe it's 2022 already. Happy New Year to you all and hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I know the council and I are looking forward to an exciting 2022. We'll continue to work extremely hard on all the many projects that are so needed to improve our city. We'll be working, we are committed to working with our citizens, our citizen committees, the P&Z Commission, the county, the state, and of course, our wonderful employees. We will filter our efforts through our mission and vision statements, the citizen survey results, and of course, our citizen concerns. We look forward to everything that's going to be happening in our wonderful 2022. Let me mention quickly why we decided to just do a Zoom meeting this morning. I'm not sure if you all are aware, we have active COVID cases in our valley, unfortunately. And the hospitalizations are higher now than they have ever been at any time during the entire pandemic. So we feel it's our duty to protect our citizens, our council, and our employees. And we will still be offering these meetings to all, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to both Zoom and face-to-face soon. With that being said, we've got a lot on our plate. I've asked Councilman Allred to offer our invocation this morning. Tony, if you will take it away.
Thank you, Mayor Style. Let us go to the Father. Heavenly Father, it is our habit and our desire to begin each meeting with a prayer to you. We are forever thankful to you for allowing us to live in this beautiful valley and giving us the opportunity to serve our neighbors. We praise you for having instituted governments among men. We pray that you will help each of us to conduct ourselves in manners that would bring pleasure to you and to act in unselfish ways that might help heal any divisions that may exist among us. Use us, Father, to bring glory to your kingdom. In Christ's name, amen.
Thank you, Tony. That was wonderful. All right, the first part of our organizational meeting, we'll need to swear in newly elected officials. Councilman Oliver, Turner, Morley, and I will need to be sworn in as elected officials. Jason will recite the oath of office. The rest of us, please raise your right hand, and after he recites the oath of office, we'll respond by "I will."
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm going to, hopefully this will be in proper procedure, but I, Holly Style, as mayor, I, Ed Morley, as council member, I, Bill Oliver, as council member, and I, Bruce Turner, as council member, do solemnly affirm that I will truly perform the duties of mayor and or of council member of the city of Sky Valley, and that I will support and defend the charter thereof, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and of the United States of America.
I will.
I will.
Thank you,
Thank you all.
Jason, and we will make sure and sign those documents and get them
We
back
have-
to City Hall.
We have those here at City Hall. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank
All right,
you.
our next item is the nomination and selection of the 2022 council president. You know, that's mandated by our city charter rules of procedure to nominate and select a council president at the beginning of each calendar year. As you know, the council president shall fulfill the duties of the mayor if the mayor is not in attendance. I will now take nominations from the council at this time.
Madam Mayor, I nominate Ed Morley.
Okay. Any other nominations? All right. Okay, Ed. I will now call for the vote for Ed Morley as our council president. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, you the lucky one, Ed. Congratulations.
You're welcome, Bill.
You can talk to Bill later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Item 5 is to set the 22 regular meeting dates. Another requirement in our charter is to set the regular meeting dates for 2022. A calendar of suggested meeting dates is in your packet. I hope that you had a chance to look it over. I also want to say that our council packet is listed is posted on our website in case anybody wants to look at that. Do I have a motion to accept the 2022 calendar as written?
So moved.
Thank you,
I
Bruce.
second.
Thank you, Jim. Any discussion? All in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
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 All right, so approved. And please know that our workshops dates will be scheduled at least a week in advance as they are needed. Okay, regular meeting, adoption of minutes. In your packet also was a copy of our December 14th workshop and council minutes. Do I have a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Jim. Discussion. All right, all in favor of approving signify by saying aye.
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 All right, so approved. Adoption of the agenda. I'll need a motion to adopt the amended agenda as written.
So moved.
Karen, just pick somebody. Second,
Second.
thank you, Bruce. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 So adopted. All right, now, Jason, this is the city manager remarks. Jason, please present the city manager remarks, and then we'll go for questions and comments from the council.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone in attendance, and greetings to all who may watch this later on YouTube. And happy 2022. I do have several items to discuss this morning. The first item I want to quickly talk about is the Evergreen extension. This is the southern road, the emergency road. We've really, since coming on board, just to provide some background, this is one of the first projects that I began to tackle, and this has been long overdue. And we're at a point now, we're almost there. We are lacking one of the maintenance easements from the property owners. I feel like we should have that this month. Of course, the importance of this road is that it would provide a secondary emergency access from Evergreen down near Cobblewood, Rescue, Sheep Cliff, back to it would connect to the paved county maintained Crusher Run Road. Again, the city attorney should be filing those maintenance easements here at the end of the month. We have reached out to tree clearing companies. We're securing quotes to clear almost 1 mile of right of way. That old road is overgrown. We also have been able to secure one paving quote from Precision Paving. This project was identified as the project for the 2022 GDOT LMIG funding cycle. I'm pleased to announce that grant was approved. We will receive approximately $32,750. We do have a 30% match, which is not quite 10,000, 9,800. Also, we have applied for a grant through GDOT that deals with engineering easements and emergency projects. Is more commonly known as a EEE. That has not been finalized, but from my conversations with some of the senior management with GDOT, it is being given favorable consideration. So I'm fairly confident, hopefully by next meeting, I will be able to report that we have also received supplemental funding. And of course, the plan is to use the LMIG, the EEE, to fund this completion. And I'm pretty confident that we should see this road completed by or before summer of this year, 2022. Also beyond this project and the other road projects that it will be under consideration today, Jerry Shope, our Public Works Director, will be providing some detail of some other road projects we'll be undertaking this year. The refreshed SkyValleyGA.com city site is ready to go live. It should be going live any day now. Lawson Media, who is doing the update, they're also in the process of helping us bring all of the agendas and meeting minutes up to current. I'm sure there'll be some tweaks with this update, but I do believe that the citizens will see that this is an improvement over the existing site that we have now. And again, that should be going live, if not today, this week. As the mayor had mentioned earlier, we received notice that the Sky Valley Scaly Mountain Fire Department has a new chief, Ken Sigler. Again, congratulations, chief. We have reached out to a couple of contractors to get some quotes on the visitor center renovations. We also have a draft plan of the interior renovations, as well as architectural drawings of how the exterior would look once completed. We're hoping to receive at least 3 quotes, and once we do, I plan to be bringing a contractor recommendation and a project plan to you all very soon. Again, regarding quotes, I have reached out to several companies that specialize in tennis and pickleball court construction to try to obtain quotes. I've yet to receive a call back or email, but we'll keep on it. And really, just like with other contractors, appraisers, vendors, it continues to prove difficult to try to line folks up to get the city's business done. However, we will continue to persevere and move on. The Serve Line Leak Protection Program is now in service effective January 1 of this year. Monday, January 17th, next Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and City Hall will be closed in observance of that. We have placed the order with Smart Earth Technologies. This was discussed in our previous meeting for the 10 water meter test program. Again, these are the water meters that will utilize cellular technology where we can cut it on and off via the internet. We're looking at about 10 weeks for those to come in. Like everything else, there's supply chain issues, but we hope to have those in the ground late spring. We will probably let that go for a few months, but with the hope that maybe by the 2023 or later, we'll be looking to try to budget for that. Again, these meters will help provide real-time leak, water usage, excessive water usage, as well as they can be cut on and off via the internet. Another thing I just want to talk on, we have had some calls in the City Hall with questions about why this is not being done or that's not being done. Again, I don't want to beat this to death, but like any other organization, we're constantly having to deal with equipment breakdowns, so supply shortages, and finding qualified technicians, mechanics, etc., who can repair and replace equipment. I just want to rest assured to the citizenry that if something's not being done as quickly as we would like, it's not an effort issue, it's a resource and availability issue. And then I also just want to say, as you all know, we're now in the winter months. Looking at the weather, there is a chance of snow this weekend. In fact, the 15-day, looks like there's several chances that we may see snow. The city Public Works Department is working hard to be prepared, stocking up on the resources as they become available and making sure that the equipment is ready to go. They will be treating the roads. Of course, Mother Nature always wins. She's unpredictable. And one of the things that we will do is I will be having constant contact with Public Works and the police department, and we will make sure that we put the best we can updates to the road conditions within the city. Obviously, it's important for everyone to have a plan. And of course, that includes making sure you have adequate food, water, safe alternative sources of heat, etc. And another thing too we've done, I realize that everybody does Twitter, but we're going to attempt this. Again, this is in an effort to provide better customer service. We've created a Twitter account, Sky Valley Road Status, and that's at Valley_status. We'll also be trying to do updates there as well to inform the citizenry of road conditions as they happen. And so that concludes my report.
Thank you, Jason. Any comments or questions from the council? Great, thank you.
I have one on the website that
Yes, sir.
once we get the new website implemented, will we be able to do in-house updates on that website?
We will, the plan is Lawson is going to work with us. We will be paying them a maintenance fee. They'll be doing some of this excessive stuff, and we're having to do main that we'll have to pay extra, but anything that we can't handle ourselves, they will help with that. And of course, ultimately, we're hoping to try to get this communication specialist position, which is the position that was approved in this year's budget. That will be their sole responsibility to be our visitor center, our communications person, our web person. But in the meantime, uh, Lawson Media is going to be working with us to make sure that these things are being done timely.
That answer your question, Ed?
What, I guess what I was really asking is the previous website that we had to pay extra to get updates done to it. And I was just wondering whether this new agreement we have with Lawson will allow us to do most of the updates.
The existing agreement we have with Create Studios is very expensive for them to do anything. It's basically, I think, $400 an hour. We have an agreement with Lawson that's $200 a month. And basically that will cover uploading documents, but things like updates to the roads and things like that take a certain priority. More than likely, I will be doing that. But between myself and Lawson, part of their plan we pay every month, they will be helping us out to do these, make sure that things are being posted timely. That's part of what we're paying them for.
Jason, didn't Mr. Lawson also mention that he would help train a person to take care of the website?
He did. He and his son Mike. So yeah, that is correct, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
Thank
That
you.
answer your question. Thank you, Ed.
Yes.
Any other comments or questions for Jason?
Jason, would you go over one more time how to access the Twitter road conditions link?
Yes, sir. For those that Twitter, and I realize, and it's new to me, but again, we did create this. It's, if you search Sky Valley Road Status, and the shortcut is the @Valley_status. That's actually on the city website under announcements, current events. You can also get that information. I have that up there along with the packet, as well as some other information about closings and so forth. But yeah, you can @Valley_status is that Twitter. And if people want to follow that, we'll be making a concentrated effort from talking to Public Works and police to try to provide road status information as timely and as real time as we can.
Jason,
Okay.
can we have a MailChimp message sent out to everybody that's subscribed to that about how to do this?
We can do that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I understood you to say that just simply by going to the city website, there's a link to that.
There is, that there's information
Okay.
about how to access that. And we've also, I've also, with the snow event we had last week as well, I've been putting notifications of road conditions. So this time of year, that certainly takes priority, and I'm making and taking time to make sure that that information's up.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Any other comments or questions? Thank you, Jason, for all your hard work. I want y'all to know that Jason works 24/7, I think, because we've had discussions in the middle of the night. So thank you for all you do, Jason. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, if you will please introduce the department heads as they give their reports to the council.
I've got Jerry Shook here with me now. I don't know if I don't see the chief on here. Hopefully he is. But I'm going to just, with our tech savviness here, I'm just going to turn the laptop here.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's well. How are you?
Good morning.
Fine.
Well, Jerry.
Good. Thank you.
As Jason had spoken on the vehicles and stuff, we had went through and got the plows and all that stuff on the trucks and tried to be ready ahead of time for things. We had to take the leaf vac off of the 550 and put the Kubota on it and started up ridgepole with it, and the rear end came out of it, so we had to find somewhere to get it taken care of. Luckily, we got it back in time for the snow. The F-350 laid down the exhaust system, shut down on it, so technician has it, and it's gonna have to be cleaned out and all that before it can get to diesel. If you're familiar with DEF fluid and all that stuff. And that gentleman is under the weather right now. He is sick. So as soon as he gets better, we'll get that truck back. And the leaf vac will be put back on, and we'll continue with our scheduled projects. And as far as the roads go, I have ridgepole, of course, which has got all the dips and all that bad spots in it. And for the patching, we're now looking at the first or second week of February for that, to get that taken care of. And paving roads, which would be a priority, like from LaBelle intersection from Rescue down toward Cobblewood to Sheep Cliff, where it's all broken up. You can't really just patch it and that kind of thing for that, as far as that goes. And Alex Mountain, the pull off, we'll be working on it at the same time as the patching is going on, where people can pass as you meet them on the roadway. And I had another project that's been on my list for a long time. The standing water at the post office. Would like to go there and put a catch basin in and run a pipe across and let it run into the ditch. I think that will solve that issue, where you don't have to drive your vehicles through the water that stands in that spot. It stands there every time we get a bad rain. I'd like to get that taken care of. And I just appreciate all the patience, and just bear with us and we'll get there.
Jerry, I would like to take a few minutes to commend you on your special efforts to help our citizens. Last time there was snow in the valley, Jerry helped a couple get out of the valley because they had a doctor's appointment, and that was well beyond the scope of your duties and responsibilities. And I think it was wonderful. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Shope?
I was surprised he didn't mention, though, that he's got 2 more vehicles to help him with clearing snow.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The 2 new Kubota side by side. So I done some research on them and talked with the guy before we even thought about purchasing them, about pushing the snow, and they said that they should do fine, and that if they didn't do exactly what we needed, that they can give or take from the torque or the speed. The speed on the diesel is not, it's like 20 or 25 miles per hour, which we're not looking for speed. We're just looking for efficiency to be able to get the snow off the road. So if they don't do exactly what we think they should be doing, we can take it back to them and they can adjust speed. If you take speed, you add torque, so they can work with those to make them where they should work out fine. And I appreciate that.
Jerry, is there any way, I noticed every time I come down Ridgepole, where Ridgepole meets Sky Valley Way, there's always water collected there, which of course during the freezing weather creates a ice hazard. Is there any way we can get rid of the water? I don't know.
There is. It would I have to look at it a little more. I've noticed that as well. It is a the way the lay of the land is right there, it all comes down to right there.
Right.
We'd have to figure out how to put a drainage system in there and get it into an existing culvert or ditch line.
Right. Well, just something for you to think about since you don't have anything else to do.
Okay.
Anybody, any other of the council have anything else they need to ask or comment on? Jerry, we appreciate all that you and your guys do. Thank you for everything.
Thank y'all.
And Jason, do you see the police chief?
Madam Mayor, I don't think he's on. I know there was a wreck on Sky Valley Way this morning. There was also a medical emergency that the chief responded to. So I have a feeling he may still be tied up with that.
Okay.
But,
Did he tell you anything he wanted to mention, or shall we just move on?
we probably just have to revisit that.
Okay.
He and I were planning on talking today, but again, they've had a couple of issues that's come to light.
Okay.
And then the other thing I want to talk about to add to Jerry's report, we want to add Squaw Valley to the list of road maintenance. I know that there's some issues down at the end of that road, and we've done some code patching there, but that is also a road that we want to give priority to as we're looking to identify road projects for this year. So just want to quickly say that too.
And we will talk more, I'm sure, about our road agendas as the T-SPLOST funding starts arriving.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. We are now at the committee reports. That's item number 10. Bill, do you need to say a little bit about the Mayoral Advisory Committee?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Spoke with Harrison Merrill Jr. yesterday, following up on 3 items. One was the 2 easements that we have requested from him. One is for his own piece of property on that southern road exit, and he was very open to that, and they've got that moving. And Jason, thanks for sending that map over to him. That should kick that loose. And then also our request on his property near well 8 for us to construct a burn pit there to dispose of debris. He mentioned that he didn't see any problem with that. They just have to go through their process real quick, but that's back on his list to try to get done here very quickly. The third piece of that conversation was about the development options for his property. And, you know, I reported on this the last meeting, but we've kind of come to the point where, you know, they have their plan. We know what we would like to see that would be very accretive to our nice residential quiet community. And so what he's going to do is schedule a call with the folks that does their master planning for them with us. The date of that and the attendance of that is to be determined. That'll be an initial call just to explore options, get everybody's ideas on the table. Then the step after that would be for them to come back with their recommendations. At that point, we'll have something significant that we can look at, talk to, decide, you know, whether we like it, not like it, want to move forward, etc. The whole goal of this is, you know, to make sure that if they're going to do anything, that we are in agreement as a community with what they're going to do. We don't want to have something that, you know, the community doesn't want to have happen. So, you know, it's an ongoing conversation, and hopefully we'll get something moving here, just for something to look at here in the next 30 days. And that's my update.
Thank you, Bill. Bruce, would you please report on the Special Projects Committee?
Yes, Madam Mayor. First of all, I want to just mention in November of 2021, Debbie Dahlhaus spearheaded an effort with the assistance of Donna Shear, who's director of Georgia Hemlock, Save Georgia Hemlocks, and Buzz Stone, who's board chair, to go down on Mud Creek Trail and treat the hemlocks, which have been suffering from a blight. And they had a group of people go down there and assist with that effort. And just want to thank Debbie and that whole group for championing that cause to help the hemlocks on the trail. Thank you. Also, last year I spoke with Sean Blanton in regard to the trail that the Bartram Trail Conservancy's taking up to bridge the Bartram Trail to Sky Valley, which will open Sky Valley up to the Bartram Trail and then further to the Appalachian Trail. Sean mentioned that it's going to be a process, possibly 2 years to get that in place. He's going to have to chase grants to fund that. But I guess it's something that's in place, and it's going to take a couple of years to transpire. Other thing is the Special Projects Committee, which is comprised of Tony Allred, Ken Walton, Jim Rhodes, Grace Guess, and Lou McNaughton. And we're working on putting together the Fall Fest for this later this year, October 15th. We've already reached out to several, 28 to 30, of which we're going to pursue further and try to get between 40 and 50 vendors, arts and crafts, plus some children's events, some food events, and some beverage events. So in the next few weeks, we're going to kick off and get this group together to meet to start getting sponsors and doing this to put it together and have Fall Fest. As everyone knows, the last couple of years have been a challenge because of COVID, but I think we can move forward this year with the Fall Fest. And Madam Mayor, that's all I have right now.
Thank you, Bruce. I just want to make a quick mention of last year, we did attempt to have a children's activity, bouncy thing. Paul Wheeler suggested it, and I thought it was a great suggestion. And we worked with a company up. We had it all set up. We talked about delivery, and then I asked, I think a week before July the 3rd, I asked this company about liability issues, and then I never heard from them again. And they, of course, did not deliver deliver the bouncy. I think it was I don't even remember what it was. It was a thing that the kids could do. But we will look into that also. I'm sure, Bruce, the liability issues of all that. Yeah. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. That was wonderful. All right, now to new business. Item 11 is consider approval of the resolution to authorize award of the contract to Kerbo Construction for emergency storm drain replacement on Sky Valley Way in the amount of $109,492.16. Jason has Mr. Kerbo online, and Jason, do you kind of want to go over the resolution and then have Mr. Kerbo available for any questions from the council?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Just real quickly, some history with this. As you all know, this is a project long overdue. We had selected a contractor last summer. For whatever reason, this contractor was no longer available through some networking, and I want to give a thank you to Jerry. We were fortunate enough to find another qualified contractor, Kerbo Construction Company. They're out of Homer, Georgia. Mr. Kyle Kerbo is the owner. He is a Raven Countyan, but has his business down in Homer. We met with Mr. Kerbo about a month ago. Jerry and I did. We spent probably an hour or so looking at the project. We asked him good questions. He asked us good questions. He provided references. I spoke with some of these references. One of them said that they were very picky and they were pleased with his work and they would use him again. I feel like that they have an understanding of what needs to be done. And I will say this quote of $109,000 and some change is very competitive to the original quote that we had, which was almost $103,000. Most of that difference is just simply the ever rising cost of materials. And with that being said, he is on the line. I think he's muted now. I'm sure he's listening. If you have any questions from him, I think he's prepared to answer. And I'll do my best to answer any questions. And I have Jerry here also to answer it if need be as well.
Council, any questions or comments?
When do we expect a start date?
Well, he has already ordered the materials. And again, I'll let him chime in if he wants to. I think the plan, Cal, I don't know if you can hear me, if you want to unmute yourself. I don't want to speak on your behalf, but our last conversation was, I think, end of this month, but I will let him confirm that if he's available. Cal, you're muted right now if you can hear me. Hit the space bar on your computer or. Okay, I'm going to, let's see.
Well, I see a K.
Yeah, maybe I've asked him to unmute.
Can you unmute him? Jason, I don't know.
Let's see.
If he clicks on the top right corner of his square, it should pop up to unmute if he can hear me.
I have asked him, I'm clicking on that myself. I've asked him to unmute, but I don't see where I can anyway, I'm gonna see.
Well, Jason, I think the important part is he's going to replace the existing culverts with 60-inch culverts, which will give us more flow under the creek. And he'll be putting new head walls in and explain to us how we're going to pay for this.
Okay. Cal, are you there? Yes. Can you hear me, Cal?
I can hear you, but my phone won't let me unmute on the chat.
Okay. Well,
Hang on 1 minute.
Okay. Well, Cal, what I have done is I've called you. They can hear you. The question is, you're going to replace the existing culverts with 2 60-inch pipes and pour head walls.
Yes.
And the question is when could you possibly begin? I know you've ordered the materials.
Well, we're waiting. I'm waiting on the salesman to let me know when that delivery time will be. It's just like everything else in the world, the logistics and the manpower to get the materials there. But he said that he would let me know possibly this week when that will ship out and be up there. My schedule, we're available. I think me and you spoke, so we would be started the second, third week of January, but being that the materials and their logistic problems, it may be 1st of February. Okay. But we're just at the will of them to get it there delivered and set up for us. So possibly next couple of weeks, no later than 1st of February.
Okay. Did everyone hear that? Were y'all able to hear? Okay.
Yes.
Cal, go ahead. I was just going to say, from my understanding, this was going to be about a 2 to 3 week project, depending upon weather. And is that correct still?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks.
And he would do one side at a time. So the road would be passable, but it will be a 1 lane and they will provide traffic control. So, but we will make sure there's plenty of advance notice to the citizenry that when this begins, as you heard, he hopes to be able to start into this month, the very 1st of February at the latest. material availability pending.
Yeah,
Any other
myself,
comments from the council or questions?
my
Yes, Madam Mayor, in the 2 or 3 week period, Okay.
Southeastern Culver, they don't have much manpower. They have
Okay.
labor, so, they're working on getting our order put together and shipped out to us, so.
Okay,
As
Kyle.
soon as I hear back from him, I'll be in touch with you and let you know when that's gonna, ship to Sky Valley.
Okay, one of our council members, Councilman Turner, has a question, so I'm going to let him re-ask his question if you can listen.
the only question I have, the 2 or 3 week period that this culvert's going to be installed, will there be access to and from or in and out of Sky Valley during that 2 or 3 weeks?
Oh, yes, sir. We'll always have at least one lane open. We'll have traffic control. We'll not close the whole road. We'll have at least one lane open for traffic to pass by.
Very good. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the council? Okay, thank you for all that information, Mr. Curbo. At this time, I need a motion to approve this resolution.
I move that we approve the resolution to hire Mr. Curbo.
Thank you, Jim. Second.
A second.
Second, Polly.
Thank you, Tony. Any discussion?
Good. Jason explained how we're paying for this.
Thank you. And I forgot, you did ask that question.
This is actually going to be funded out of last year's LMIG grant, as well as a triple-E. We were able to receive a triple-E for that. We've also have some SPLOST funds left over. So the money is there. The money's been in the bank. In fact, when we applied for the 2022 cycle of the LMIG and triple-E, we had to let them know that we still had to account for this money. They are fully aware of that, but this is being paid for out of the 21 LMIG, the 21 triple-E, and then some of the SPLOST. And of course, we'll have to provide our 30% match from the general fund, but the funds are there. The funds have long been there, and we're ready to go.
Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, I'm going to call the question. All in favor of signify of approving this contract, signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the resolution is approved. All right, we're going to be talking about Mr. Cudbo again. Item 12 is to consider approval of a quote to authorize award of a contract to Curbo Construction for road repair on Forest Court in the amount of $18,000, $873.12. Jason, would you please present a brief summary of the need for this project?
Madam Mayor, up on Forest Court, what we have determined, the road has sunken down. We've had to go in and fill it in. What we have determined is that somewhere along the line in the past, a metal culvert was abutted to plastic and it's become separated under the road. The water is gushing out and it's causing a failure. We've reached out to several contractors, including John Howard Precision Paving, who does a lot of our work. From speaking with Mr. Curbo, he does this kind of work. They're basically going to have to come in and cut out about 40 to 60 feet of road, remove those old culverts, put new culverts in, and of course, fill back in and then pave back over. And this is a project that while they're up here doing that, doing the culvert, they'll also coordinate and program that work in and get that taken care of as well while they're up here.
Any questions, gentlemen? Okay, does Mr. Kerbo's bid include replacing the road itself?
Yeah, it's, Kyle, did you hear that question they're asking about?
Yeah, it is. We'll patch the road back.
It put it back to original form.
Okay,
That's right. That's correct.
any other questions, gentlemen? All right, I need a motion to approve this quote to authorize the contract for the road repair.
So moved.
Thank you, Bruce. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Bill. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor of approval of this quote signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, the motion is approved. All right, item 13, set the qualifying fee for the 2022 general election. The city shall set the qualifying fees for the 2022 election. This is in our grant, good grief, in our charter. Jason, would you review the suggested qualifying fee?
Madam Mayor, it is recommended that the fee would be $15.
Okay.
For the two
And this is-
council member seats that will need to be filled at the November 8th, 2022 election.
Okay,
And there'll be, such fees shall be paid to the Raven County Board of Elections and Registration by any candidate seeking to have his or her name placed on the ballot.
okay. I need a motion needed to set the qualifying fees.
Madam Mayor, as steep as the qualifying fee is, I still move that we go ahead and approve it.
Thank you, Jim. Second.
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 Thank you, Ed. Any discussion? All in favor of signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The fees are set. All right, item 14, consider the 2022 agreement with the Sky Valley Scaly Mountain Volunteer Fire and Rescue in the amount of $97,251.04. Jason, if you'll review this agreement, please.
Madam Mayor, this agreement was submitted here a couple, 3 weeks ago from the Sky Valley Scaly Mountain Volunteer Fire and Rescue. I have reviewed it. It is consistent with previous agreements. This amount was budgeted for this budget year. And so for the $97,251.04, and this would be paid just as in the past quarterly, and it would be paid in the amount of $24,312.76 per quarter. So again, this was a budgeted item, and it's consistent with what's been approved in the past. And so the recommendation would be to move forward with that.
All right, I need a motion to approve this agreement.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Thank you, Ed. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Jim. Any discussion?
Just want to verify, this is 1.5 mils.
That is correct.
Okay, that's
That
the
is correct.
original, that's their original request, correct?
It is, yes, sir. That is correct. The
Thank you.
1.5 mils of what we take in, correct.
Thanks.
Any other discussion, comments, questions? All right, all in favor of this agreement signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Thank you. The agreement is approved, and we appreciate everything, Ken, that you and your people do for Sky Valley. We thank you heartily.
Very, very welcome.
Okay. Item 15, consider the 2022 committee appointments. There's a document in the packet that has all the names of all the committees and the P&Z Commission. I contacted all these people previous to this meeting, asking them if they would please consider serving again to help the council do our work. Luckily, everybody agreed, and I was thrilled, and we could not do our business without these people. Our marketing committee chairman, who was appointed for two years, did his work, Mr. O'Keefe, and he has stepped down. I have asked Gordon Brand to take on the helm of the marketing committee, and I know he will do a fabulous job. He graciously agreed also after I twisted his arm for about a half hour. And I know he will do a wonderful job. Do I hear a motion? I need a motion to approve the 2022 committee appointments.
So moved.
Thanks, Jim. A second.
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 Thank you, Bruce. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And I want to say thank you again to all these members. Aaron, I know that you keep a copy of the members' signature on our ethics ordinance, and if you will make sure and give the new members a copy of that, that would be wonderful. Okay, other business. Are we there? Are we there? Other business, we are. Public forum and general comments. All comments can be done on the chat line. And we, as you know, no formal action can be taken. I'll give you all a few minutes to type any general comments.
They can certainly unmute themselves also if need be.
Okay, with that being said,
Well, it looks like we have a citizen, looks like they're trying to comment. They need to unmute themselves.
who would that be, Jason?
The Punkowskis. Y'all are muted.
There's one item on the chat line. If you want to go ahead and read that one first, Jason.
Well, the first question was does the council allow citizens questions on matters after the council and before any votes? I put comments at the end. And then there was a comment, thank you, City Council, for accomplishing so much this year. So
certainly citizens can make comments, but I did not see any in the chat line while we were doing our discussions.
I don't know if they were able to.
Madam Mayor, am I unmuted? Al Poinkowski.
Yes, Al, I can hear you.
Okay. What I had asked earlier in the council's meeting was if the council was going to allow questions after the council asked questions relative to any agenda item. And I was informed by the city manager that it would come under comments at the end of the meeting. Is that the council's official position?
The council's official position, Al, is that if you have questions during the discussion, certainly we will be glad to listen to them, as we have done that in the past.
It wasn't done today. All right, I just have something I want to say, not related to that particular topic. Congratulations to Sky Valley Police Chief Vaughn Estes for the work he did to get the police department federally certified relative to President Donald Trump's executive order on safe policing for safe communities. For those of you unfamiliar with the certification process, it's a detailed, intensive, tedious, and time-consuming process. It's also almost a 100% guarantee that the first submission of paperwork will be returned. The federal process is an exacting one. The chief had to accomplish this project without specialized officers and clerical support that most large departments have access to. As of 12/14/21, the Raven County Sheriff's Office was the only other law enforcement agency in Raven County to obtain this certification. In the entire state of Georgia, only 28% of the police departments had become federally certified at that time.
Sky Valley, one of the smallest cities in Georgia, was one of those agencies. Part of the order states that a department must have certification to apply for and receive federal grants, which is a tremendous benefit to a small community like Sky Valley. In addition, this certification could be used to lessen liability the city has in future lawsuits. It appeared to me that the council was unaware of the process that Vaughn had undertaken. In my opinion, their response was underwhelming, maybe even embarrassing. I believe that no one on the council has any relationship with Vaughn. And if I'm wrong, why didn't the council let our taxpayers know what he accomplished, how it was beneficial to all of us, and how it made the city and the council look good? A few months ago, Vaughn was experiencing serious health concerns and was hospitalized. I asked him if any members of the council contacted him and how he was doing during that time. No one did. Zero.
That is
The
not true,
council-
Al.
No
That is
action
not
be
true.
taken, Mayor. Mayor, no action be taken. I'm making a statement. The council has been concerned with how much of the annual budget went to funding the police department, as they asked during the presentation of the city audit. Fortunately, Jolie Mixon advised the council that the amount was appropriate. Police and fire protection is extremely important in any community, but especially so for Sky Valley. We have an elderly population with the responsibility to provide protection for them, our friends and neighbors. In the past 2 years, a lot of money has been spent on marketing. I'd like to see the council take as much interest in our department as they do with marketing. Police protection is marketing too, especially to potential home buyers. I believe that Chief Vaughn Estes is a valuable member of the city and isn't being utilized effectively. For those of the people here that don't know it, Vaughn was a special agent, level 3, with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. He investigated numerous high-profile cases, several of which were detailed on television. He is a law school graduate, is self-motivated, experienced, intelligent, concerned, and extremely capable. He routinely weighs in on city matters that aren't only police related. I noticed this at regular council meetings. Most of all, Chief Estes left the GBI to move his family to Sky Valley to provide them with a better place to live, which is what all of us want. He is a taxpayer as well as the police chief. It's in his and all taxpayers' best interest to help make Sky Valley a safer, nicer place in which to live. Thank you, Chief Vaughn Estes. I appreciate all that you do and the level of professionalism you bring to this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. And at our last, I think our last meeting, Chief Estes did explain this wonderful thing that he did get through the certification and through the federal government. And we were all very complimentary of his efforts and thanked him for it. I also was in contact with Chief Estes while he was ill and while his wife was not feeling well. So that, I'm not sure where that comment came from, but we are all appreciative of our police department and all their hard work, and we thank them for it. Any other comments?
I agree with both of you that Chief Estes is a valuable asset to the community, and we're fortunate to have him as our police chief.
Thank you, Jim. Anyone else? Okay, With that being said, I want to thank everybody for their contributions and attending this meeting. Our next item is adjournment. Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Thank you, Bill.
Second.
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 Thank you, Ed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.